Oh shoot, I had my mic off that whole time. Hi guys. So I'm in this NQ long. I probably should have, I wonder if I can do it now. Probably not. Like kind of move this, move this, move this, move this. All right, I can just minimize this a little bit so you guys can see it. I'm in this NQ long, up like $100, doll hairs. Move this over here. Hey, hi. I know I got on a little early. I was going to wait until 8 o'clock, but I was at my computer anyway, and this trade was happening, so I was like, hey, I'll get on. Hey, Carrie, Chris, Shane, Corky, Bennett, Brad, Gustavo, Damie, Peter. Hey, guys. Oh, Peter. I fuck with Peter all the time. So I'm not going to have much going this early in the evening. Just really NQ 5 minutes. And gold starts at, well, actually gold starts at 7:30. So I could get some gold activity. We will see. So that's in 3 minutes. So yeah. So I'll probably be on here till like 8:30. I want to kind of go like this. All right. Hey, Benny. Hi, Nicole. Michael. Hey, guys. Oh, yes. I was going to look up something really quickly. I want to put music on, but whenever I put music on, then I get like that ban from YouTube that then like my video can't be seen or whatever. So it's just going to have to be quiet and me talking aimlessly. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to pull up this, my Thinkorswim. I used to do this on my morning call every day, and now I don't have my morning call anymore, so I'll show you guys. We can look at some fun stuff. Actually, I need to figure out, oh, it probably won't show anyway. I don't know why it shows. Let me see. All right. Let's look at NQ here. All right, so this is Thinkorswim. I'm trying to think of where you guys can see. Like this. All right, I'm going to stretch it out. So this is Thinkorswim NQ. We are above the central pivot. We're above the moving average. I don't have a level until 637. 25 is always going to give you a hard way to go. It's come up to 22. After that, I have 41 and then 60. So I could see us. These are some old LISs. What's our LIS for today? 4 5s down here. Yeah, we're fully above it. So I'm thinking we're going to keep heading higher. We'll just have to see what happens when the Asian markets open and then London opens. I would love to get up to this pivot. What was our, let me put this on like a 1 hour. What was our high a while ago? Oh, this is a new high. Is it though? Hold on. Let me go to a 4 hour. No, it's not. 13,900. So, you know what I should look at if we have any supplier demand zones coming up? Let me take these pivots away. All right. So this, oh, that one worked out well. Can you guys see this zone? I had this zone planted here. It hit at 1 o'clock on the 31st. That was Wednesday. All right, so this zone is done. I can remove that. This is now support here. So I'm trying to see if we're going to run up to any zones over here that I might be afraid of. I really don't think so. Really not until this area, 888, so I don't have to worry about that. All right. I think we're good there. I think we're good. All right, minimize this. Go back to this. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to jump back in 1 second. I need to just check something. Oh, this is not the one I want to be in. If you guys have any questions, just put them there. I'm on MMQ since 6 p.m., but it hasn't taken any trades yet. So MMQ is a little different than NQ. The volatility is a bit different. So if you haven't, the main thing is you have to cross the moving average. If you don't cross the dotted line, then no trade is going to be taken. Oh, can you show how to look at the times on the... Yeah, sure. I will do that in a second. No micros on gold. There is a micro on gold, but we're not, like, those are in the spreadsheet. Those are in the spreadsheet. But I'm not trading that kind of gold. I'm testing something else. So you can definitely trade micro gold out of the micro gold settings if you want. I am not trading that gold. I'm trading something else, like a different setup that I'm testing. And I am learning now to not share the testing information with people yet, rather just test it on my own with like 2 other people and relay the information after that point, because I get excited and tell people about stuff and then it's shit and then I feel bad and then we like wasted time staying with it. Okay, so this person is fine. Okay, cool. All right. So let me show you. Were the GC... Yeah, I took them away, Nicole, because they were complete crap. And now it's still not as good as I want it to be, so we're still working on it. Ellie, it's open to all times of the day. Sessions. What is considered to be the Sunday session hours? So if you don't trade Sunday, then you don't trade any of Sunday night, which would be 6 p.m. till, I guess, midnight. So I guess I could have turned NQ on last night. I can't remember. What did we trade 2 weeks ago when we all got messed up on Sunday night? Did we change the hours after that? Like, was it running before then? Hey, Tracy. There's no way to verify you have the settings right other than just right-clicking, and you like this is your money at risk. So if you don't have attention to detail, it's going to hurt you in the end. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to detail. Look at the spreadsheet. Compare it here. Compare it here. Like, I look at my settings probably like 4 or 5 times. No joke. So you just have to be meticulous. You just can't like kind of bullshit. You can't like hurry up and rush your setup. You're probably going to pick different settings for a different product, and then you're going to have most likely a horrible evening. I'm trying the CL scalper strategy on micro crude oil. Sim, of course. Oh, Marcus, that's cool. Very cool. All right, so somebody wanted to see how I pull the time. On the strategy analyzer. Yes, let's just pull up ES. I did this on my TikTok live a little bit ago. So, while we're in this boring IQ. Sometimes it takes a second for the analyzer to pop up. I think because I have like a few things running. Yeah, sure thing. Just go take your time, be really slow, especially if you know, like, NQ doesn't start until 1 a.m. So I know I have time to set up NQ. I don't, or like never mind, I'm thinking about a different NQ, but like, or I think oil doesn't start till midnight, stuff like that. So if you know, okay, I only have one product that starts at 6 p.m., let me just get that one product set up, and then if I need to go, cook dinner or do something else and I'll come back and do the other ones, then, just do that. This is taking forever to come up. There we go. As I say, I wasn't sure why. All right. This is the strategy analyzer. You'll see it in a second. I'm going to load ES. This is the ES. So always know that I'm speaking for the micro and the mini when I talk about a product. Typically, I'm going to use the mini name or like symbol when I talk about a product. So if I'm talking about NQ, I'm always going to say NQ. If I'm talking about ES, I'm always going to say ES. But it always also applies to the micro version. So you don't have to ask, is that the same for MES or is that the same for MNQ? Like, the answer is always yes. The micro and the mini are always essentially going to have like the same settings and the same time and stuff like that. It could be a little different, but if you use the same one, it will be fine. All right, so I loaded ES for the last, I'll change this to minute, for the last few weeks, and I'm going to run it. Can a rookie like me invest in the Algo, or should I wait until I learn more in paper trade well? I'll be in the Q&A Friday. Michael, yeah, so a lot of people in this group are newbies, but it's really just up to you and your comfort level. It's pretty straightforward. Once you join, you watch a few videos, you go through the spreadsheet, and then you honestly just apply your strategy to the chart. And there's a different strategy for each product. So this is ES. I just ran it. It's 82%. So I changed the hours on the newbie ES MES. I extended my time to include 4 a.m. So I'm starting at 3:50 in the morning. Again, I posted this in the group earlier. This does not mean you have to do it. This does not mean you should do it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So it takes me from that 100% to 82%, but it has almost doubled the profit. So I did that. Also has almost 3 times the amount of trades, but I like it, so I did that. So this is since March 15th, the way ES looks. So who asked? Was it Juan? No. Matthew. So you go up here to the top left. So when you click on summary, so we're currently on a summary. That's what this is. If you go to analysis, this will give you more of a breakdown. So here on analysis, the first thing you always want to do is change this exit time to entry time, because we want to know what happened with a trade that entered at this time. We don't care about when it exited. We care about when it entered. So entry time, and then you can change this from daily to hour of the day. So this is how ES looks from 4 a.m. until 10 a.m. for the past 3 weeks. It's the only way strategy is enabled if we have auto close. No, you manually have to shut down every day, Peter. This is definitely, I don't know where I need to put this, but it needs to be said like every day for new people. You have to physically close out of the whole application, or it will not take trades for you for the whole following next day. It needs to be reset. It needs to have some type of refresh. You know, NinjaTrader is not that new and advanced. I think that's why. I'm not sure. But just closing out of your positions and your strategies doesn't mean that's refreshing your system. You need to physically click the X and close out of the whole thing. Close out of the whole program, and then double click on your icon and go back in. Is it wrong letting it run and go do your things? Oh no, it's probably better to not watch it. Like, I prefer strategies that run overnight while I'm sleeping, so I don't watch it and don't like intervene. So yeah, Gustavo, that's totally fine. Where can you see the price for each future or mini? So that is on the NinjaTrader website. I think this is even in one of my FAQ documents. It's right here. This is something that everybody should be familiar with because this is really important. It tells you how much it costs. Intraday margin. That's how much it costs to take one contract. Peter, you have to do it at the end of the session. So when does the day end for futures? 5 p.m., right? When does the day open for futures? 6 p.m. So you have to refresh before 6 p.m. Does that make sense? Hey, Howard. So this is NinjaTrader. It's literally just NinjaTrader futures contract. I don't know. I have this in my, like when I type in NinjaTrader, this is one of the most common pages that comes up because I go to it quite often. So it will show you here how much they each cost. But I'm sure it's really easy to find on there. If you just go to like margin or how much, you know, I forget exactly where it is, like cost or something. And then they'll have like a big sign where it says, we have the lowest margins around or whatever. And you click on that, it will take you to that page. So yes, everybody has to, did I answer your question, Matthew? Matthew, did you see this? About the hours of the day? Obviously, if I took this off, you would see all hours of the day. So that's how I start to figure it out, is I always start with all hours of the day, and then I kind of cut it from there. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like before I figured out what times I wanted to trade. So if you looked at this, what would you say? Would you want to say, okay, I'm just going to trade it all the time? Like, no, if I can cut out some of these red times, then I might as well, right? ES is actually also really good from, like, I could make a second window, really. Okay, sure. So I was looking at this earlier when I was on my live stream, 3,700, 2,700. Like, this is another $7,000 the last few weeks with these two minis. So I could also create another one, and this is why we create like sometimes a day and a night one, because I really like 3 a.m. or whatever to 10 a.m. But I don't want any of this, most of this red stuff. And then I could make a second session from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. because those have done really well. Oh, no worries. Are you on a short or a long in NQ? I'm in a long of NQ. See the green box over here? That means I'm long. I'm long one contract. So I'm currently doing 350 to 10 a.m. If I want, like I said, I could then, what I could do here is also just change this to 2. I could do like 1350 to 1,600. Go back to summary. This was 87%, another $7,000. Yeah, I'm gonna add this. So I'm gonna template, save, ES 10 minute, and then I'm gonna name it afternoon or something. Whatever you name it to make it easier for, you know, you to understand and kind of when you see it, that it makes sense, and that's what you should do. Can you see the price of fish? I don't even know what that means. Is fish a futures contract? I've never heard of that. I know of like wheat and barley and I don't know. You can go look at the NinjaTrader website. I don't really care about the price of fish. I don't trade it. Yes, you can run a sim and a live from the same, on the same product in the same chart. But Peter, you cannot have different settings. So you can't say, I have one set of settings and then I have another set of settings, because if they overlap, they're going to interfere with each other. The way that I have it is I have the same exact settings, but I have them either on different times or drawdown is so confusing for people. Drawdown is simply, yes, the way that I've always approached it is whatever the drawdown shows, say for like a month, that's what I want to have in my account to even trade that product. Because if I don't have that and a drawdown happens in the first few days of me trading, then I'm going to be broke and I'm not going to have the ability to stay in the game. Can we ask members to post results sim or live more often? Yeah, but I don't think it matters, Jeffrey. I think people think stuff like that matters, but why? I would like to know why you think it matters. Like if it's sim or if it's live, they're using the algorithm with settings to take a certain trade, right? I think like the monetary value, you might be like, oh, well, they're taking, 5 contracts. If you want to know if they're taking like 5 minis, then yeah, I think that's a valid question. But I don't think it matters between sim and live, because the algorithm is doing the work off of a set of settings. So if you want to know what those settings are, I think people should be, open and honest. Like when you ask them, hey, what were you running? Can you show me your settings? Something like that. But I don't think sim or live matter at all. And I think most people should be starting out in sim. I think we all agree on that. And if they're doing well, I think they should celebrate that. Like, I don't think we shouldn't, I don't think people in sim posting the results should not like necessarily, and I'm not saying you're saying this, but like, I don't think they should not be not allowed to post their results because they're in sim. I think people in sim should get more recognition than people in a live account, because they're actually practicing patience and getting used to the system and actually like putting in the work without even really making the money. So I really kind of tip my hat to people that use the sim, because most people want to come in here and just make $1 million in one day, and that's not the reality. And then the people that like kind of lose the first day and get frustrated and then they give up on everything. But if you take it slow and you use sim and you see what a real day could look like, I think that's more realistic. What was I coming in here for? Oh, drawdown. Yes. So, well, it's kind of hard to see here, but see, this happened right at the beginning. Can you talk a little about how to calculate how much you're risking with any particular trade? You would just multiply it by 0.03 or 0.05. I typically try not to risk more than 3 or 5% of my account in any one trade. So, Howard, this is drawdown. So it's hard to see here because it happened right at the beginning, but this is kind of what I'm saying. So the drawdown is from essentially from either 0 or the highest point to the lowest point. So where in this trajectory of these 3 weeks did it have its biggest move down? And that could happen in the middle. It doesn't have to happen from 0. So we could have been up here a positive $4,400, and then it dropped the next day $2,000, or the next 3 days $2,000. That drop, that $2,000 drop, would be the drawdown of the account. Oh yeah, sure, Jeffrey. I totally agree on that too. So if that makes sense, Howard, it happened here right at the beginning. It was only this $225 drawdown because it was at 0, and then that was the biggest drop. Ever since then, it's just been moving up. So this isn't a great example. I could try to pull up NQ. I could even just pull up anything on these settings, and it will probably look bad, and then I could give you an example. I know, I need to get back in RTY. See, I got distracted too with all this Renko stuff. So So here, this is crazy. Like, don't really pay attention to this. But so you were green, like we would have been green, $1,100. And then you went all the way down to negative 600. So that's a $1,700 drawdown. So it's not the amount that you're ever in the red. It's the amount that you went from like the highest point to the lowest point within one kind of motion. And it's not one day. Like this was one day, this was a second day or a third day, whatever. But it's just from the highest to the lowest peak. So within whatever your time frame is, a week, 2 weeks, a month, the highest to lowest. That's what I did and screwed myself, and then got back some after I blew up my first account. And I traded without my mentor the first week, should have stayed in. Sam was not ready. Lauren's great. Thanks, Troy. Yeah, I know it's hard. Everybody wants to, like, you know, you're excited. You want to just kind of jump in and have fun. But it can definitely be an eye-opening experience when it's not ready. So, hey, Ryan. So I kind of know my risk at this point, where if I'm taking one NQ, I know it's $600, like I'm just okay with that, because that's actually 6% of my account, which is a little higher than I'd like to be, but I know that with the win rate, it doesn't happen that much, and the wins are so much bigger. So you'll have a $600 loss in NQ, but then you'll have what happened today. This was a $5,000 winner. Like, this trade right here is insane. It was all day from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. 300 points, 250 points. Thanks, Troy. Are you able to open multiple charts on the same page, or do you have to open a whole new page per chart? You mean like a whole chart? I'm assuming you're asking if you're able to use tabs like this, like I'm using. Yes, you're able to use tabs. You do not have to open a separate chart for all of your charts, like all your different products. Yeah, but journaling is great, Jeffrey. I think that's awesome. Oh, Jesse sent me this thing. Oh, I'm going to watch that. Cool. Anyone have any other questions that you can think of? Sure thing. I want to join. Is anyone making money here? All of you can answer that. I get this in TikTok a lot too. Like, people expect all of you, my members, to just be sitting in TikTok, like, ready to respond to random people. Like, y'all have lives. You guys have jobs. I just can't. I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, sure. I made up 166 people. I have time for that. So any of you can respond to resource 3, because I'm not going to. What was the 6 months and it came back for a loss of my IQ? So the scalper is different than the bull trend. I haven't ran it in a long time. I know we talked about this last time you were on the call too. I really, like, honestly, Paul, I do not. Thanks, Troy. I do not use the scalper at all anymore, like, to be fully honest. Because it's just, the algo, like, the bull trend is just so much better. So, NQ, for what, the last month? Lauren, is it true that you block people out of your own group for asking real questions? Nope, that's not true. Oh, God, I hate people. Okay, so let me put you in timeout, whoever you are. All right. The big run on MIQ got stopped out with break even today. Okay. No, so, Oyvind, those are the same ones. It's just some people have break even and some people don't. So the original settings on this NQ were with no break even and no trailing stop. But since then, we've noticed that the win rate is much better if you have a break even and if you have a trailing stop. So with that being said, that's what we put on the newbie settings. But some people are willing to take more risk and are okay with like the lower win rate. So yeah, nope. No, Marvin, you can't manually enter a trade and let the algorithm take over. That's not an option. So yeah, so Oyvind, it's just because you have the trailing on, but the break even, but it's not something to beat yourself up about. Obviously, I know then you missed out on a big trade, but like people like Earl or a few others that got the whole trade, they just didn't have the break even on and they didn't have the trail settings on. That's why. And Hassan, sorry, this is a totally different algo. The $300 algo was not performing as well. And then this one was created and this one is bomb. So the price went up. Sorry. The discount is the paid trial for 3 weeks. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can. If not, I totally understand. So I was trying to run NQ for Paul. NQ. So let's run it. Would you say for the past month? March. Well, also, you should not be running anything previously to March 15th. That's something, I don't know how many people are actually running the strategy analyzer, but you should not be doing that because there was, and I put an article out there. Okay, cool. Because that's when the contracts changed. So in the middle of March is when we went to the June 21 contract. So there was an article from Ninja Trader saying anything before that is not really valid information. If you're in a manual trade and then the algo picks up a buy signal, it will activate it. It will skip it because you're already in a trade. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I still haven't had anyone tell me the answer to that yet because I have not. I hardly ever take manual trades in Ninja Trader at all. What we're doing here, NQ, yeah. So I'm not sure. If anybody's experienced that, please let me know. Yeah, but anything prior to 315 is going to look horrible. Because unless you set up the settings to do like merged data, it's giving you like wrong data before 315. So right now I've just been testing 315 onward. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I pulled up so yeah, this is still red. It's only 36% win rate. So this needs to be updated. Do I have the right settings? This is like I can pull it up. This doesn't look good at all. This does not. Trail stop. MTF period. Yeah, I would probably run an optimization on this. I can 9:30 to 1 p.m. You know what you could probably do is pull this back. 350. Let's see if that helps at all. That's really bad. Yeah, that's gross, Paul. This is why you just need to come over to the bold trend. Plug. Oh, that's better. See, Paul? All right, all I did, Paul, was change the start time to 3:50 in the morning, and now you're still not 50%. I always like to be 50% or more, but you're net positive on the past few weeks, $3,000. I have. It will skip it. Okay, thank you, Howard, for clearing that up. If you're in a current manual trade and the algorithm is set to start taking a trade, you will not. Oh, bye, Mariano. Don't forget, we have our session on Thursday. Don't forget. I hope you're feeling better. So I'm glad we got some clearance on that. Clarity. I don't know why I'm saying weird words tonight. Thank you, Howard. So I can confirm that now. So I would play around with some of these. I don't even remember this stuff. Like, I honestly don't. But this is what I would do. I would just plug in numbers and would just see what it gave. And if it was better, I would like stay in that direction. If it was worse, I would change it up. Just for admin. What are you talking about? Look, I just got 4,000, Paul. No, this is not Paul the admin. This is Cleveland. He's a totally different person. This is an old Algo, Oyvind. You don't want this. This is an old Algo that doesn't work as well as the bold trend. But look, I got you to 46%, 78 trades. You could definitely get better than this. I made the percentage 120. The higher the percentage, the less trades it will take. I think I remember that now. I have a really bad memory. Like, really bad. I just got 4,000. But it's only 46%. But yeah, play around with these. 4,600, 47%. Okay, with only a 2K drawdown. There you go. Cleveland. Cleveland, you are set. Did you see what I did? The percentage threshold, I put it to 130. And I changed your time of day to start at 350. Yeah, Oyvind, this is an old Algo that most of us don't use anymore. There's just some people that still stayed with it. All right, back to my NQ trade. I'm positive $10. I'm surprised gold hasn't taken anything yet. All right, it's 8:03. Any other questions? Any other questions? Oh my gosh, I've already been live for like 40 minutes. That's insane. Insane. Sure thing, Paul. It's not, I promise it's not that hard. If you just play with the analyzer, just play around with some of those numbers, it can be so much better. And then obviously, like, look at the past, like, look at the trades, maybe do some sim trading. But yeah. Yeah. Seems like every strategy has 20 bars required to trade. Do we ever change this? No, Peter, that has nothing to do with the current situation. It only has to do with all the way at the past. Wherever your beginning is, it's saying it needs 20 bars to take a trade. But none of that is ever going, like this. None of that's ever going to affect you because whenever you pull up a chart, it's always going to have 3 to 5 days of past information. So as long as you have 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days in the past, those are the bars required to trade. So that is not something you need to touch. You obviously can touch it, but it's not going to change anything. It's just going to make the bars over here, you have less than them to be able to trade. If that makes sense. It's 8:05. I'm trying to think. $10.4. Cool, I get it. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'm probably going to wrap it up here, even though I kind of feel bad because I told everybody on TikTok that I'd be on at 8 o'clock, and now it's like 8:05 and I'm signing off. But this is going to be saved, so people could always watch it and kind of reference it. But I think we covered a good amount. Here's a question. Why don't we use percentage in the strategy analyzer and in discussions generally instead of just money? You can. Like, you could even change this to percentage. So right now I'm down 0.03%. So you could. That might just be, and I don't know, that's just maybe more of a foreign thing or like a banker thing. I like things in money. It makes more sense to me. So when you change the chart time, what's changing on the trades? What? The chart time. When I make this like a 10-minute chart, then each candle is 10 minutes worth of time. Oh, sure thing, Jeffrey. Is that what you're asking, Gustavo? Nothing's changing on the trades. The trades could be different because of when it crosses the threshold or not. Because of, but it's probably typically going to be around the same. And you have to wait for that candle to close. So if it's a higher time frame candle and it has to close above this line for you to take a trade, you could be waiting a lot longer. If you had like hour candles, you'd have to wait for that hour to close above this line for it to take a trade. If that makes sense. Yeah, so obviously you can test out other time frames. 1 minute is way too fast. It's like too choppy. You'll get too many trades. But 5 minute, 10 minutes, those are all pretty standard. 15 minute. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. Seems like it will trade quicker. Yeah, but you don't necessarily want something to trade quicker, Gustavo. That's the whole point. Then you're putting your account in more risk. You want to just have a higher win rate and higher profit factors. So that's what we look for. If you want something that takes a lot of trades, put on the NQ 1 minute, but you're going to have many more trades where then you're paying commissions and fees on every trade, and you're probably going to have a lot more losing trades. Yeah, so that we don't need more trades. We want quality trades. We want the highest quality trades that, like this, get you an all-day run of $5,000 or $4,000. We don't need a $5 here, $5 there, $5 here. Yeah, sure thing, Ivan. I'm glad to have you guys and welcome. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Sure thing, Keisha. If you guys have any other follow-up questions, you can message either myself or Paul as always. And we'll talk later. Have a good night, guys. Bye.